Well, folks, welcome to the C Files. I've got the beef with me again now, and it's good to have him again on the C Files. We just finished doing the Vortex Apologetic podcast. If you haven't checked out the podcast, shame on you. No, anyway, no, check out the podcast, and we're gonna bring some stuff up here. So I'm gonna pray, and we'll get started. All right, here we go. Father, thank you for this opportunity to come before this wonderful audience and just pray, Father, that you would bless them, be with the beef, bless him and strengthen him, and as he's going through some changes and some endeavors, and you're taking him into some different things in life, and I just pray, Father, that you'd watch over him. And Father, watch over our nation, strengthen our nation, give us wisdom to discern what is right and what is wrong. Give those who are leading us wisdom in that vein. And help us to see deception and see that which is evil. And to rebuke it and to resist it. To walk with you in all things. And to honor your scriptures and to live by them. And thank you for all these things, Father. And in Christ's name I pray. Amen. All right.
Hey, man. What's up, bro? C
Well,
Files.
see, yeah. Welcome back.
I
Welcome
get to be
back.
on this again, huh?
Yep, yep. So there's
Hey,
a lot.
bro, just mail me that check, okay? Don't forget about that.
Oh yeah, it's about this big, brother, right here. But a big one.
Oh,
Yeah,
I get a big.
yeah,
I need to get that big one like
yeah.
that.
Lot.
And then the payout's gonna be $1.
No, it's a lots of zeros. There's a lot of zeros
Oh,
on this
lot of
check.
zero.
Lot
Okay,
of
I
zeros. No other number, but a lot of zeros.
love it.
Just zero,
Love
zero, zero,
it.
zero, zero, zero.
000. With a nice note. Thank you on the memo.
Yeah.
What is up, C Files audience?
Anyway, okay. Now everybody's gonna think we're silly. Anyway, hey, I'm a
That's one
veteran.
thing
I
they're
can
gonna know
salute.
about
I
us,
can
you
sleep.
know.
I can salute my brother if I want. Anyway, so
Yeah,
anyway, see the Navy flag back there, folks. All right.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So anyway, um, yeah. So a lot is happening. If you want to bring up X, we can just go right into it.
Oh heck yeah, bro. Here, let's. Where am I at? I know. Where am I at? Here we go. Let me get us ready for this. Right there. We're going to go ahead and share that screen, and voila, we are right at your page, brother, in X.
I'll point to that car right there. Let's
Oh,
start
this
with
right here.
this.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
Guess,
wait.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That
look at that thing. Ooh-wee.
that's a 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT 392 6.4 liter Hemi TA, which stands for Trans Am. That means it's a TA car. You know, they were made to run on the Trans Am tracks, and that the original was in 1970.
Mm-hmm.
And it was made for only that 1 year, and then they came out with them again in the later years of these new challengers. Pretty rare. The color's rare for that car, so you don't see many of those on the road. But I wanted to use that as by the way, 500 horsepower. um, if I want to use that as an introduction to the fact that the federal government is now rolling back CARB, and
Hmm.
they're rolling back the emission standards on the cars,
Really? Okay.
which means that they might be start dropping a lot of V8s into these cars again.
Okay.
That car is out of production now. They don't make those anymore.
That's right. Well, what was the last year they started producing their
This
car?
was last year.
Oh, was it just last year? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And so we might see a big change in the auto industry.
Hmm.
because that now they're not going to roll it back to the point where it was in 1970 before they had catalytic converters.
Hmm.
I think they're still going to have catalytic converters on them, but all of these modern huh, components and engines that nobody understands other than an automotive engineer
Hmm. Yeah.
and the people that have to learn it to work on these cars. Um, all of these extra electronic and computer components to regulate this, that, and the other thing, and MDS where you have to shut half the engine off, to
Hmm.
save gas, so you can make the carb standard, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All of this stuff, the cut on and cut off switch for the engines. You'll be driving a car and you stop at a stoplight and it cuts the engine off. You've seen that.
Those
Oh,
hybrids. Yeah.
yeah, and then well, not just the hybrids. I mean, I had a patrol vehicle that did that.
Oh, yours did too.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. We got some Durangos with the department before I left it, and that Durango would do that. You'd stop at the stop sign or the stoplight, and it would cut the
Interesting.
engine off, and then and the officers would get frustrated, and they had a little thing in there where they could turn that feature off. They just all turn it off and keep the car
Yeah.
running, but because it was a annoying thing, all
I
of that
bet.
kind of stuff that manufacturers had to do. And then to reduce the size of the engines, to go with the smaller four cylinders, with the hybrid and all that, and the big turbos, and we wonder why those engines are breaking. It's because they're under a lot of strain and a lot of stress. The compression ratio on those engines is outrageous, and it's a lot of stress on those pistons, a lot of stress
Hmm.
on those the components inside the engine, and that's why we have them blowing up and throwing gaskets and everything else, because of all of these emission standards are killing our cars.
Right.
And electric has not proven to be where it needs to be for us to go electric yet. If we can ever come up with hydrogen, I think that's going to work. If we can do
Mm.
hydrogen,
Right.
and I think they're getting close to that, but that would be running an engine, an internal combustion engine, even hydrogen.
Yeah.
So by rolling these standards back, the car industry is going to be able to make more dependable and more powerful cars with bigger engines again.
Mm.
And the gas prices are rolling back, as you notice.
Yeah.
Price
Yeah.
of eggs have gone down. I mean, everything's going down because
Hmm.
of policies that are being put in place. And so we might see a big change in the auto industry, and hopefully, Ford and GMC and Chrysler and Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, the American car companies, can come roaring back and begin to have some success again.
Mm.
As they've been struggling, and even foreign car makers who, because of the tariffs, they're starting to come in and build plants everywhere because they don't want to get hit with the tariffs. So they build it in the United States, sell it in the United States. Americans are building the cars, so that means a lot of good high paying jobs are coming in. So that's good for the economy. It's good for the car industry. It's good for people to be able to get a good high paying job to support their families. It's just good all around.
Mm.
And
That's right.
and these cars, like that car right there, the standard by which it was made was really high. I mean,
Mm.
that's an SRT, which is rare. I mean, it's just below a Hellcat,
Yeah.
just barely below a Hellcat, and it that thing has been, those engines have been known to go 300,000 miles.
Mm.
Big, lumbering, you know, V8s, pushrod V8, old school technology when it comes to pushrod,
Yeah.
dependable, proven technology,
Yeah.
and they last a long time. So, you know, you, I mean, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see the car industry come
Yeah.
back, along with a lot of other industries that need to come back. Manufacturing of steel and other things, it would really be beneficial to the country to have
Mm.
that. So,
Yeah, good stuff. Hey, so how many miles have you put in that bad boy?
It's at 77,000 right now.
77,000.
Yeah,
Wow,
I drove
nice.
it tonight. I only take it out about once a week and drive it because I got a beater car that I drive around now. I got a
Yeah,
2009
yeah.
Hyundai Sonata. It's got uh, over 200,000 miles on it.
Oh, nice.
266,000 on it. Runs like a top, and
Yeah,
I just drive that thing everywhere, you know.
that's
And
awesome.
this one I take out about once a week because you can't let it sit in the garage forever, otherwise it's just going to melt away. It's going to waste
That's
away.
your cruiser. That's your
Yeah,
cruising down the
that's a
boulevard
weekend
type of
car,
thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But the thing is that uh, m- m- me buying that car
Uh-huh.
means that somebody fed their family. That's how you have to see it.
Yeah.
Uh, I bought that car, and the people who made the car were benefited by it. The manufacturer was benefited by it. The people who work for the manufacturer was benefited by it. The dealership was benefited. The person who sold me the car was benefited. I mean, there's a lot of people that are blessed financially
Hmm.
because I bought that car. And multiply that over and over and over again as sales go up because the government backs off and allows the car manufacturers to do what they do best, make good quality cars that people actually want and want to buy, and they sell a bunch of them. And table is on the food is on the table for families. They have a roof over their head. They have transportation. They have clothes on their back because a car was made that people want to buy, and they buy the car, and it blesses those families.
Mm.
That's how you have to look at it. That's what capitalism is. That's
Oh, yeah,
that's what it
absolutely.
is.
Good stuff, bro. Well, hey, we know that cars produce carbon monoxide. Please don't lock yourself in the garage and run your car all night because you're going to die if you do so.
Yeah,
We're going to go from carbon monoxide, bro, to
carbon dioxide.
carbon dioxide.
Now this
And
is on YouTube, so I don't know if doing this one will get me in trouble. We
do
had
you want
one.
to?
We had one that got a strike
Oh,
because
it did.
yeah,
Well,
because it showed some kids roughing up each other, and
yeah.
yeah, remember that?
Well, let's do this.
We
In
got a
order for us
strike
not
on
to
that
get
one.
deemed on it, let's just read what kind of paint the picture here. What it is. It's a
Okay.
video. We got an individual. It's Dr. William Capper,
Yeah.
right? Quoting saying, and it's a news outlet interviewing him, asking him about, carbon dioxide. It's good for the world. Like, what? Really? Why do
Yeah.
you say it's good for the world? So Dr. Williams says more carbon dioxide is actually good for the world. It's absurd to be trying to reduce CO2. Uh, Dr. Happer happens to be one of the world's most preeminent physicists and is quoting saying, "We're in a carbon dioxide famine now. It's unbelievable that they've managed to turn this beneficial gas, a part of life, into a threat." They talk about carbon pollution. I can't imagine what they're talking about. We're made of carbon and we breathe out 2 pounds of carbon dioxide a day, each of us. That's 8 billion people.
Yeah.
And then he says, many of them say, well, people are the real problem. It's not the carbon dioxide. We've got too many people, and really, we can't have more than 1 billion people in the world. Really? So,
So if anybody remembers their elementary school science, I don't know if they teach this in elementary school anymore. You might have to get to specific
mhm.
studies in college to learn this now. You might have to study climate science or something to learn this. But they used to
Yeah,
teach.
right.
They used to teach this back in our baby boomer generation.
Yeah,
That we and plants have a symbiotic relationship. We
that's
breathe
right.
out. We breathe out carbon dioxide. They take in carbon dioxide and photosynthesis, and they produce oxygen, and we take in the oxygen to live and breathe out the carbon dioxide, and the cycle goes like that. And so the more carbon dioxide we breathe out, the more we produce, the greener the planet gets, the better it is. You want the Sahara desert to become the Sahara forest? It used to be plush land in the
Yeah.
time of Moses when he went into
Hmm.
Egypt. That was not desert. That was plush green land with marshes. What did we do? We
Mm.
reduced carbon dioxide, and now we have the Sahara Desert, not the Sahara Forest. So you want to produce a forest? A lot of carbon dioxide because the plants thrive on
Mm.
it. That's just basic science. YouTube, take a chill pill. Okay? Just take it easy. Go look it up. Do some fact checking on some
Yeah.
basic
Yeah.
science.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Not only
There
that,
we
look
go.
up Dr. William Hopper. We're
Yeah.
not misinforming anyone. He said it. He's a world-renowned preeminent physicist. Uh, Stop canceling us or taking episodes down
No.
because it's not misinformation.
And what was it? The
Unbelievable.
president of NPR just recently came out and said that Wikipedia is not there to give you the truth.
That's right. That's right.
That's what she said.
Exactly.
So, when YouTube puts the Wikipedia articles underneath, just
Uh-huh.
understand
Uh-huh.
that they're not there to give you truth.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, all
But
right.
that's good
Anyway,
stuff, bro. I mean, when it comes to global warming, they'll
yeah,
try to use just about anything they can get their hands on to twist it and make it sound like it's bad for this world. We
yeah,
need to reduce humanity.
yeah.
Therefore, let's find ways to get rid of them, right?
Right. And we all know there's an agenda behind that kind of thinking.
Yeah, yeah. What is it? 2030, 20,
Agenda
right?
2030, yeah.
Yeah.
Project, was it Project 15? I can't remember what. Project 21. It was Project
Mm,
21 that we
yeah.
just lived through, by the way, because they did an experiment, test case, and
Hmm.
they had a mock gathering of the world leaders and a world, people, bureaucrats on what would they do if there was a pandemic, and then guess what? There was a pandemic shortly thereafter. It was like they were planning for
Mm,
the whole
yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, they've been doing the
Uh-huh.
same thing. They've been having mock um, role plays for Agenda 2030 as well, and so they've been trying to plan for that, but they're not getting there. They keep getting interrupted. People like you and me
Mm,
and people who are
yeah.
running the Trump administration right now are kind of getting in their way. We're kind of a nuisance and a
Hmm.
hindrance to
Yeah,
them.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's the way it goes, right?
Yeah.
Good
So,
stuff, bro. Well, hey, we produce that carbon dioxide. Our plants breathe it in, right? They produce that oxygen. Might be in your beautiful backyard or front yard or what is it, your greenhouse in your homes. But, bro, at the time we're living in times where we can even own our own home. What is up with that? What is it about? And then RFK Jr. tells us about here. We won't play the video for the sake of, again, the evil empire of YouTube.
I don't know that
But
that one's going to be an issue, but we'll see.
uh, well,
But
we'll just read
we'll
it. So
read it.
according to
Yeah.
RFK Jr., the big three buying corporations of BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard have, quoting him, decided to buy every single family home in America. What? What? Your kids do not have a chance to buy that home because they can outcompete BlackRock.
Yeah.
And he's quoting Larry Fink, whom is the CEO of BlackRock, which, by the way, folks, he sits on the board of that other evil empire, the World Economic Forum.
Mm-hmm.
And they've said, we want this great reset,
Mm-hmm.
which is you will own nothing. Did you hear that? You will own
Nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
And you will be, guess what? You're going to be happy.
I'm
You
looking.
have nothing and you are going to be happy.
I'm looking
Bro,
back here to see if I can find the book.
find a book.
I
All
know
I'm
it's
going to
here
do is
somewhere.
set it up this way. What are we going to do about this? Also, if everybody paying attention, and I get it, Trump this, Trump that, blah, 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 blah. If you guys are not paying attention, a lot of these changes taking place, a lot of these pushes for Trump to get the middle class and more, actually, not only the middle class, but get the American people more enriched because of all the changes he's trying to accomplish by not only bringing businesses back to the United States so that we can produce American products, creating more jobs, better paying jobs. Also, his move to try and get rid of the of taxes, that extra 100, 2, 3, 4, 500, depending where you are on your income, that extra chunk of change is going to help when it comes to buying homes. So, what are we going to do about this, bro? What's up? What?
Well, I
You
got
know?
here the book that I read by Klaus Schwab, Theory Malloret, World Economic Forum.
Mm-hmm.
They wrote a book called COVID-19: The Great Reset. Right? I read the
Mm,
book. I understand from the book what their plans were, what they wanted to do. They wanted to use the pandemic, according to the book, to push the Great Reset, which is, 15-minute cities. You will own nothing and be happy. You will eat bugs. You will, live basically the way we tell you to live. We're going to eliminate a lot of the population. Because the CO2 is bad, bad, and we breathe
oh
out a lot of it.
yeah.
So we got, we're the
Mm-hmm.
parasite of the planet in their thinking. And so they have to do all this stuff to save the planet, right? Really, it's about them becoming feudalist oligarchs that kind of rule over their little peasants. That's basically what it is.
Yep.
So here's the response to it. I take the covers off a lot of times, but this is Alex Jones, The Great Reset. I don't know if y'all can see that on the side of the book, but this was his response to this book. And he was explaining even further in this book what they meant in this book. So, two books that will give you kind of more of an understanding. Here's also the Committee of 300. Excellent book. Let me see. Can you see that very well? I don't know.
Yeah, we can see it there. We can see
Okay.
the title. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
fourth edition. Mm-hmm.
So, by Dr. John Coleman, a very careful scholar. Um, the information in this book will blow your mind. I mean, I got some other books. So, yeah, what are my thoughts on it? Um, they're not going to get there
Mm.
because the world has woke up to it. The world is going to take them down. And when it comes to the housing market, I wouldn't be surprised if um, the government files suit against BlackRock and Vanguard as because they are acting as a monopoly,
Mm.
and monopolies are not legal in the United States.
Yeah.
So that could be one angle that they would go after them. But yeah, I hear a lot of complaint from younger folks, in their 20s or 30s, um, maybe even early 40s, that they're having a hard time getting into a house. Well, this is why.
Yeah.
I mean, they're up against it. And the
Yeah.
housing market, the prices keep getting driven up. I was looking at the house I sold in California just recently.
Mm-hmm.
It's over $900,000.
Yep. Yep.
I
It's
about
amazing.
choked. I about choked on myself.
Yeah. That's what we're dealing in. Can't afford you.
My goodness.
Unbelievable.
And it's not a mansion.
No, you're right.
you know?
You're right.
I mean,
It's
unbelievable.
that's the crazy though. That's the reality of the market out here. You know
Yeah.
that. I've been sharing with my brother that I'm looking for a place to live. After X amount of years renting in the same place, and I'm talking a little over a decade. It was shocking when, well, shocking because we had to move. the just processing that. But shocking the fact when I was looking at rentals, bro, it's like, what are you kidding me? The prices are no joke. Just to
And
kind of give everybody an idea, a two bedroom, two bath,
yeah,
and I'm talking an apartment. I'm not even talking a home, a townhome, a condo. At the low end, and depending on the neighborhood too, that's another thing you got to take into consideration. Could probably be about 220, $200, but it could go as high as 3,500.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the low income worker can't afford that.
No, bro, you got multiple families living in some of these homes, and everybody's working.
It's insane, and
Yeah.
it's artificially done
Hmm.
because they're injecting this cash into the market where they're buying real estate cash and then driving up the prices. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what
Yeah.
they're doing, and I mean, I can't imagine that they're not breaking some kind of law or maybe a number of laws doing this, but that would take those who are experts in the federal laws to look at that. But I mean, it has to do with laws that I never dealt with as a cop. I dealt with street level laws. That's corporate law.
Mm. Right.
There's different areas of law. So, but I think they're going to be working on this, trying to fix that problem. They need to. I have bad news though. I mean, the houses are not going to go down. The
Yeah.
prices are not going to go down. Sorry to tell you, but maybe they can stall it a little bit,
Yeah. Right.
and maybe the incomes can go up so that houses can be affordable. And that's
Absolutely.
the angle I think Trump is driving at. Incomes to go up. He wants to bring high paying jobs back to America. You see, the illegal immigration drove salaries down,
Hmm.
the income down. And these actions by BlackRock and Vanguard and other factors kept driving housing up. So
Yeah.
you have income coming down, housing coming up. There's this big gap, disparity. Uh, no go, can't do it. And so what happened during the housing crisis? What was it, 2008?
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
predatory loans. Well, those were the interest only loans. Those were the balloon payment loans. Where you could get people who couldn't afford a house into a house, but it was a trap, and eventually they were going to go into foreclosure because when that balloon payment showed up, they couldn't afford it. They had to
Yeah.
they had to foreclose. It would take them forever to pay off the house because they're spending a lot. I mean, they're paying interest but no principal
Hmm.
in interest only loans, but it got them into the house. But they're getting ripped off.
Hmm.
It's a horrible way to do business.
Yeah.
So be careful with that. Only go fixed rate loans on a home, on a mortgage,
Hmm.
and I would suggest 15-year loans.
Yeah.
But if once we take away the low paying jobs, the driving of the salaries down by getting rid of the illegal immigration, taking
Hmm.
deporting people who shouldn't be here, who people are hiring them for pennies on the dollar because they're sending that money back to their families, they could live on it. We are eliminating that, and we're bringing the by saying, hey, if you don't want to get a tariff on you, bring it into the United States and create high paying salaried jobs with your
Hmm.
manufacturing. Well, that's exactly what's happening. And guess what? There's going to be an abundance of high paying jobs. And you don't need a
Mm.
college degree for all of them. You
Yeah.
need skills,
Right.
skills, but not necessarily a college degree. Matter of fact, I was talking to my son recently, and he was saying, because he works in an industry where they repair medical equipment, right?
Hmm.
Um, they're going away from the college degree now
Mm.
in that industry and a number of other industries because they're realizing, we can hire someone who has a good aptitude and
Yeah.
we can train them. We can teach them the way we want to teach them. We can put them in our own training courses
Hmm.
and bring them up to level and put them out in the field and work them, and we it's a win-win. It's a win for the corporation, it's a win for the person who doesn't have to go thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in debt on student loans.
Mm.
uh, it's a win-win for everybody. And my son's actually working on that program at where he works now. He's actually the supervising trainer who is actually producing that program for his company.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So, there are good things coming. So I think it's just going to catch on, and a lot of these other corporations are going to catch on to this. Well, we don't have to hire somebody with a bachelor's degree. We can hire somebody out of high school, put them through our own training program, pay them a really good salary, a salary where they can take care of their family, buy a home, buy that nice car, over time, if they're wise
Hmm.
with their money. And, it's a win-win for everybody. So I think that's
Yeah,
the direction we're starting to head.
and that's a great direction compared to what we have now. Man, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And again, it eliminates people getting in debt, and then you have to pay that debt back, and then you don't make enough to pay that debt back, and then you're backed up on all your bills, and you got to file bankruptcy because you can't afford anything.
Yeah.
Good
So,
stuff, bro. So, hey, I'll do this because I got only X amount of time on my end. Uh, is it okay if I go and let you be with your audience, and that way you can close out at any time you want?
oh, I see what you're saying.
You know, see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need to take off.
I got a jet, yes.
Okay.
So, but we'll do this again if
All
you
right.
want to have me back. I'll take the zeros on the check. It's okay.
I did a lot of zeros. I'm telling you.
You know what?
I
I'm
just keep
excited for
writing
those
them. Just
zeros.
keep writing those zeros. Yeah.
Brother, it was a pleasure.
You too,
Audience,
brother.
I pray that this blesses you. It's good information. It's good to look over all these things and be encouraged in the direction we're heading. I know it seems a little, hopeless at times, but keep putting your faith and trust in the Lord and always seek His counsel.
Okay, so
God
hopefully,
bless you. Thank you, my brother.
thank you, brother. I think when you close out, it might close me out too. So, but we'll see. So, in case it
Oh,
does, everybody,
it will.
thank you for what it will. Okay, thank you for watching
Oh,
the
okay.
C
Never mind.
Files.
Then you know what? We got a little bit of time.
You
Go
sure?
for it.
You sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't want
We got we got 6.5 minutes on this one right now.
to. Okay.
So if you want to close it out within that time frame, do it.
Okay. Let's do it. Don't be. Don't have high anxiety over
Mm,
what you're seeing in the news, over what you're seeing, all of the information coming your direction, a lot of it negative because there's agendas behind a lot of that information out of the news. Don't let that stuff affect you, folks. That's why I don't concentrate heavily on the news anymore, because it's it's a lot of white noise, frankly.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
what we're seeing in the news is here today, gone tomorrow.
That's right.
It is. Focus upon Christ. Focus upon His kingdom. Focus upon building that future
Mm,
that transcends all of the trivia, all of the stuff that's occurring in the world. It all comes together in the providence of God, but there are higher things, higher levels than just governments and politics and the daily living of life. Those things are important, and we need to pay attention to those things, and we need to do things in the biblical way when it comes to those things. And frankly, the reason we're having economic problems is because we're not doing it the biblical way. We need to get back to that. But beyond that, just understand and realize that the trials and tribulations and the troubles and the things that we go through, like we've gone through over the last few years, from the pandemic on,
Mm-hmm.
It's all designed for God to build his church, to build his kingdom, to strengthen his saints, his people that trust in Christ, that are
Amen.
Christians. Um, and it all those things make us stronger. And what we're seeing in our country as a result of the troubles and tribulations that we've been going through is a spiritual renewal that's occurring in our country right now. Classical schools, there's over 200 classical schools in our country now. Classical education.
Mm. Yeah.
Those are Christian classical education schools. Whereas a few years back, there was less than 100.
Wow.
It's growing exponentially. Why? Because people are waking up. God is moving upon the hearts of people. And
Amen.
God is bringing his spirit into our society. He's bringing people to Christ. People are growing. And
Mm-hmm.
as a result, we're going to see a great future, I do believe. There's so much more to say about that, but I know we're low on time. So we'll talk more about that as we go along.
That is good stuff, bro. And guess what? I got a little bit of ending music for us. And guess what? This music is not going to be copyrighted or anything.
Oh, nice.
You know why?
Why?
Because this is mine.
Oh, I love it. You created it. I want to hear it. It's awesome.
It was a pleasure, bro.
It's a pleasure. Remember, folks, keep your mind sharp, your heart pure. We'll see you next time on the C Files with the ending
Thank you
music.
for having me, bro. God bless y'all.
You too.